name is Jeffrey Concepcion. I'm in the Masters in Tangible Interaction Design. For Golan's course, my final project is an interface for manipulating and synthesizing sounds using freehand gestures. So it's using the leap motion controller. So it's just like you wave your hand in the air basically, and I'm just trying to explore like what some possible gestures can be for working with sound. I mean, the leap has been used before for sound, but it's only been like big up and down gestures like this, really just like basic stuff. But so I'm just trying to explore a little bit finer gestures for controlling sound. This project started from another project that I started before I got here, which is the Mano controller by Jaime Oliver, who's a computer musician, and his project was based on webcam from the top, and it sees sort of like the silhouette of your hand, and since that uses like the webcam obviously, so it's two-dimensional, and I wanted to explore how I could bring to a hand-based synthesizer system what like a 3D sensor could afford. And what other things I can get out of a sensor like that. So the leap and connect and stuff like that were obvious choices, but since the leap is far faster, and the space is smaller, but it's far faster than the connect, that was sort of like the obvious choice. And working sort of with the tech is like getting to know what the leap API affords me. How to get that into sort of like my graphical system, which I'm using open frameworks for that, and for the sound engine, I'm using Max right now, and I wanna sort of incorporate Pure Data, which is the system that I'm most used to working with, but I'm having some trouble right now. So I just want to integrate and release sort of like just a full package by the end of my thesis project. So that I'm using my thesis project as also my Golan's final project. One of the most important things with working with sort of like freehand gesture-based systems is that it's very important to have sort of like a tangible interaction, really, like something that you can actually feel, because waving your hand in the air, there's, other than like in my case sound, you have no feedback, right? So the sound becomes very important, but the moment you lose like a physical thing pushing against like your hand, there's a loss in perception. And I'm like going forward through my research, I'm gonna see what I can do to sort of like try to get some of that back in a way that I wanna like interact with the sound, but I wanna sort of still feel it without being restricted to a keyboard. So the point of the project is that I want to control synthesis parameters without or going away from like the standard like sliders and knobs and stuff like that, because I think that we should be able to control these parameters sort of like in a more natural way, like using just our hands, like purely just our hand, not just our hands on knobs and buttons and stuff like that. I don't think that is the right sort of like approach to control sound. So like that's why I'm investigating these sort of like other interfaces, but the sort of like real setback to not using like controllers like sliders and stuff like that is that there's no physical feedback. So there's a lot of research being done like in haptics, but it's far from being like natural feeling or anything like that. So I mean, that's a completely open field still.